All right, everyone, how's it going? Justin Keir here with Justin Keir Speaks. And I get a question a lot. And the question is whether people ask it to me directly or I know what's going on in your head. What is coaching? What does it mean when I say that I'm a coach? And even for people, a lot of times, if I send them to my website or they come across me online and they're interested in working with me, that question is still something that goes on in your head. What is a coach? What does that even mean? And what does that even do for me, right? And so I want to do a short video today. Obviously, I could spend hours and hours and hours talking about really in depth with all of this stuff that I'm going to talk about briefly. But my goal today is just to give you a very quick, very clear picture of what a coach actually is and does. And I think some things will surprise you. So, first of all, the question that people are really asking when they ask this question a lot of times is, what's the difference between something like a coach, a consultant, or a counselor? And that's where a lot of people's questions really come from, is the confusion out there about all the people that are all of these things, or they're one of these things, but they use different titles for it. And so I want to let you know where my head is at and where the industry as a whole sees it, so where you and I both are clear on what we're talking about. Okay, so first of all, counselors and therapists. I don't do that. Some great people out there that do. It's not me. That's not what I spend my time with. Typically, counselors and therapists spend their time focused on the past. They spend their time focused on the past, and generally, even more specifically, I should say generally and even more specifically, they focus on some trauma or tragedy that happened in somebody's past. Whether it happened all the way back in their childhood or it happened recently and they're trying to get over it, counselors and therapists spend their time talking about the past. And you might ask, Justin, is there any merit in looking into our past? A little bit. A little bit. For most people. Now, if you had some giant tragedy happen in your childhood, maybe we could spend more time there. Or not me, again, I'm not that. You could spend time there with a counselor or therapist. Problem is, people spend a lot of time looking at and thinking about their past, and very little and not enough time talking about their future. Even if you think of a car, if you're driving along in a car, you have a windshield and you have a rear view mirror. Which one's bigger? Which one do you need to spend more time looking out of? It can be helpful to glance back at your past every now and then, but the majority of our focus needs to be on where we're going. So counselors tend to have a view into someone's past that we can spend a little bit of time looking on our rear view mirror. I like spending more time looking through the windshield. Okay, so if counselors look at our past, consultants, and there's a lot of interchangeability within the marketplace out there of people that call themselves coaches that are really consultants, people that call themselves consultants that are really coaches. The way I look at it, and the majority of my peers, consultants tend to be people that are showing you how to do something specific. Consultants are pushing information your way. Okay? A great example of a consultant would be a business consultant. Someone that comes into your business, that has owned businesses before, run businesses before, and they can look at it and say, here's what you need to do for your business. You need to have this set up, you need to have this set up, you need to do this. They're looking at your stuff and like, you're doing this, you need to be doing this instead, you need to be going down this path. At this point, you need to be doing... That is a consultant. They are consulting you on something that they are experienced with and showing you how to do it. That thing. In my mind, most fitness professionals are really more consultants than they are coaches. And you'll see again why in just a second. But a fitness professional, and some of I came from the fitness world, right? I was in the fitness industry for years. And I was generally a consultant. I was showing people how to do something that I was experienced and proficient in doing. So I could take someone and walk them through a process. Here's what we do. We're going to start with this, and then we're going to go to this level, and then we're going to add in this, and then we're going to, and get them to somewhere specific where they wanted to go. Okay, that's another big part of consultants. Consulting is very clear about you want to have a profitable business. So we're going to have a business consultant come in and take you through the process and the steps of you being a profitable business. Great, right? And some of my work that I do, even with another company, I go in and do corporate leadership and team, really consulting. It's taking a group of leaders or a department or the C-suite or something like that, and taking these leaders and taking them through the process of being better leaders and co-workers with each other within a corporate environment. That's a pretty specific thing to consult on. So I can come in with the team and work with them and push plans and methodologies and processes and ideas on them to get them to where they want to be. Okay? So that's a consultant. Now let's talk coach. A coach, when I coach someone, if you were to sit with me either in person or over the phone or on a video call, and I was to coach you, I step out of the consultant ring and I step into the coach ring, and my primary focus is to pull. It's to pull out of you what you may not even realize is inside of you, and the ability to do great and incredible things. That's what a coach does. A coach is not a consultant that comes in and just says, do this, then do this, then do this. A coach will sit down with you and let's unpack. Let me give you the space for us to unpack what is inside you, where you want to get to, why you want to get there, and then we can start putting some things in place to get you there. But it is me drawing greatness out of you, not me just having you sit down and I'm going to write down my few things. Okay, here's step 1 and here's step 2. That is more consulting. Okay? Now, when I am coaching you, we can look at people for life. Here, I'm going to switch colors on us again. So people have a vision for where they want to be. Okay? They have a vision for where they want to be, not just the, nuts and bolts, crossing the T's and dotting. They have a vision for their life and where they want to be. Part of coaching is I can help pull out what that vision really is for you. And then they have a reality of where they are now. And in between here, we have a gap. My role as a coach is to help pull out of you what your vision truly is for your life, for your business, for your family, establish where we are now, then we can start taking steps to close this gap. Once we get to that step, then it becomes a combination of both. Then it becomes still me pulling out what is in you about what needs to happen next, while providing a few frameworks and structures to allow that to take place. But you are the one that is providing the resource for us to do anything powerful and impactful. It's not me just sitting there telling you, get out a notepad, write this down, do this, this, and this. It is me pulling, not pushing, out of you what you need to get to where you want to be. So I hope that cleared some things up. If you have questions about that, or you're still not quite clear and you want to let me know, reach out. Email me, Justin@JustinKearSpeaks, and we can start a dialogue and conversation. Make sure you understand what it is. Even when I work with someone, I'm very clear on them understanding and knowing what it is that they actually are going to get out of it. But we can pull out of you your vision and then establish a reality and start taking the steps to get there. All right, so hope this helped. Have a great day, and I'll talk with you guys soon.